Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of How to Rank For. I am Max,
And
and
I'm Cameron.
and that is Cameron. We'll get that down in time. And pretty much what we want to talk about in each and every episode, if you're not fully aware, is we want to talk about different types of businesses, go over different types of business strategies that are a fine suit for that case-specific business and industry that they're looking to target when it comes to digital marketing. Obviously, in some of our last episodes and other episodes moving forward, we will have to talk about traditional methods of marketing. So what we're looking to do is me and Cameron, years of experience in digital marketing consulting. We want to kind of just talk about it for fun. We love talking about SEO for fun anyway. We like
Yes.
talking about digital marketing for fun anyway. So what we want to do is we just want to talk about how we would initially approach certain types of businesses and industries when it comes to marketing and digital marketing. And of course, sometimes we may not have enough time to extrapolate to the full degree that we want to on a topic, much like the last episode. There's way more to talk about. And I'm sure it will be the same for this episode. So Cameron, what are we talking about today on How to Rank For today?
So today on How to Rank For Outside Backyard Edition, we will be talking about how to rank for a barber slash hairstylist, mostly independent barber hairstylist.
Interesting. Now, we brought this topic up today, and we wanted to talk about this because, well, one, my hairstylist works for one of those things where she bounced from shop to shop to shop. She brought all of her
Chair to chair.
yeah, from chair to chair to chair.
Yeah.
And she eventually started working. I don't want to say the name of the company. I think it's like Salon or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I do want to say the name of it. And essentially, the whole purpose of Salon Lofts is you operate as your own sole business owner. You rent out, you pay a monthly fee for a salon loft, if you will. And you are the business owner of your loft of salons.
Yes. Like your
Pretty
little, it's like almost a cubby, right? It's like a
much.
studio apartment almost with a
No, you have your own
chair.
space. You have your own space. You have your own, and more importantly, you have your own clientele because you are the business owner, you are the sales rep, you are the customer service rep, and of course, you are the production. You're executing, you're selling, you're executing, and you're marketing. You're doing it all.
Yes.
So you don't really, there's a lot of advantages. There's a lot of disadvantages. Obviously, the main disadvantage is that you're a one-trick pony. Not in the fact that you can, that you can only do so much, but you're forced to do everything.
Yeah.
And on the other side of the coin is that I also want to talk about if you own a barber shop or if you own a salon, how you can do from a business owner perspective. And we'll jump in there and we'll talk about it. So Cameron, I took the kind of the beginning efforts of the first one. Where would you want to start for this particular thing? Obviously, I know that we're going to repeat ourselves. We're always going to repeat ourselves. But where would you want to particularly start?
I mean, I almost want to start off with like what you should, what you should be doing. Like the purpose of marketing yourself as a independent hairstylist. You're branding yourself. You're not really. I mean, for maybe for barbershops, you're branding the shop, but you really want to brand yourself in the situation because you're the one your clients want to go to, and they're going to end up promoting you and sharing your name. They don't really share the name of the place unless you bounce around to different stylists or barbers.
You're an influencer in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. So we're going to kind of give you some ideas on how to become an influencer and how to kind of grow as and market yourself as an individual. And I personally would start off with a website for yourself. Nowadays you can get a website really cheap. You can build it yourself and get it so it's like your name. So when people search your name on Google, if you have like more of a unique name and you're not going against a celebrity, you're going to come up first, and right there is an authority for yourself.
Exactly.
It's
And
huge.
that's a good point that you brought up with the website for a lot of people when they're in these certain types of trades and these certain industries, they don't think that they need to have so much of a digital online presence, and I can understand and respect that. But first of all, what does it hurt? And two, what if it adds such a strong secondary revenue stream and marketing platform for you? Why not utilize it? Why not go
Right.
after it?
And
Like,
this just assumes that you have social media. You're on Facebook. You're on Instagram. I mean, most people are these days, obviously. So to really take it to the next step to differentiate yourself from a lot of those independent stylists out there is to really, start your website.
right. And that makes perfect sense. You don't really have to program or have a fine-tune effect for a website in the and we're very rarely going to say this from an SEO perspective, because the website from a hairstylist or a barbershop perspective is purely portfolio. You want to make sure that you have your work of art readily available for clients who are searching you. You're a barbershop, you're local, like you can be an influencer and you can have an international or domestic presence for the works of art that you do when it comes to hairstyling. But at the end of the day, you are a local presence. Most hairstylists, and I'm sure there's a few out there, and congratulations if you have, if some of your clients fly you all over the world to cut hair, kudos to you. I have no advice to give to you. You're doing everything perfectly fine and correct. But if you're a local hairstylist, you have to think locally. You have to think about digital ads. You have to think about placement. You have to think about retention for your current customers. How are you going to get your current customers in the door, in your seat faster? And how are you going to incentivize other types of specialty items on your menu? You don't only cut hair. You can do beards. You can do massages. You can do other efforts in order to bring value add critical items to the customers, to your shop.
Yeah. And just to kind of go back to the website, like you said about your stylist, that she goes from chair to chair, say she goes to one place like Salon Lofts, for example, and she may get her own page on Salon Lofts. But if she's going on Facebook and she is constantly promoting her Salon Lofts page, and she's no longer at Salon Lofts, she wants to do something else, those links are dead.
Right.
If someone goes through your history and they're going to click those, they're dead. They're going to a blank space. They're probably, move to the Salon Lofts homepage and sell the person who's looking at your work Salon Lofts.
Exactly.
Rather than if you had your own site, your history is there and it's there with you and it moves with you as you move from place to place.
Exactly. That's a very critical point, and I don't know, obviously, the legalities behind what you can and cannot do if you're under contract. I just know that, like, let's say you work for Cameron, what's the name of that, like, a really popular super franchise haircut place?
Great Clips, Supercuts. Men's department. Supercuts, Great Clips, and like sports clips for like
sports. Exactly. We're here in the Tampa Bay area, Florida. So if you're in Florida, you know how great it is to be here. If you're not, then we love you anyway. But that being said, my point is that there's a lot of these conglomerates and franchises of haircuts. Now, let's talk about God, there's so much to – this is a fun topic. There's just so much to there's so many angles to attack this, because you have franchises, you have independent independent stylists and barbers who are doing their own thing. So let's digress about the independent stylists. We can always go back to that. That's more kind of a solo. It's a little bit more fun to kind of start talking about if you have just purchased a franchise and you're going to be trying to capitalize on that, because you and me, we have a lot more experience in bigger business strategy and whatnot. So let's do that. So let's say I own a barbershop or a Great Clips or a Sport Clips or whatever it may be. they have their own proprietary marketing strategies that they're doing it, which is why an independent person should be doing something that's relatively similar or something that's a little bit more out of the box. You know, geofencing, local box. You know,
Google My Business.
What's up?
Are you saying like Google My Business? Like saying like,
oh yeah,
are we,
sure.
Are we starting from this? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, first things first is, Google My Business. If you're opening a franchise, that's the first thing you want to get on, Google My Business.
Right.
Get on there. You know, you should have already had a website if you're a franchise, if you're a big boy. But yeah,
list all your locations.
It's the most important. It is really the most important part for a local business that's getting foot traffic, without a doubt, because people are searching for, you know, your type of services all around in your area, and you want to make sure that you're popping up with the right reviews. You know, I think you have to get like 10 reviews to really go somewhere on Google, or like to like kind of really pinpoint your map.
It's a good point. You know, it's an industry that relies very heavily on reviews. So making sure that you're always kind of incentivizing the reviews with your current clientele and your existing clientele to make sure that you're padding your Google reviews or your Yelp reviews or whatever platform of reviews that you're going to be using. That's very important. So from a digital advertising perspective, you know, this is a high like user activity type of business, which means it's not B2B, it's B2C. It's obvious. Facebook, definitely radius marketing. You know, if you're going to run a Facebook ad, which I highly implore you do, that's your clientele. We won't say that very often. You know, Facebook is good for certain things. My opinion, not very much B2B. It's probably one of the worst platforms. It's a good way to throw your money in the trash if it's B2B.
Yeah.
But B2C, you know, B2C is very important when it comes to certain industries like lawn service or selling your stuff or haircuts. Or this is the type of platform that you're going to want to utilize Facebook. You're going to want to have a little bit of budgetary you know, funding in Facebook marketing for haircuts, because you're going to be able to you're going to be able to target the demographic that you want to on a fine-tuned level. You run a shop
in your area,
local. Let's say, you know, for the purpose of the conversation, just because we're in Florida, and this podcast, we're going to use a lot of different Florida analogies just because that's where we are. But, you know, as we stated in our first episode, which I'm sure everybody watching and listening has watched because it's an amazing episode. Magnifique. But we're both from Jersey, so whatever. So we have a little bit of northern in us, you know, but we southern living, northern blood in the southern living. That being said, let's say we're talking about Clearwater, Florida. You know, if I'm a barbershop there, I want to make sure that I am not overextending my radius of advertising, especially when it comes to Facebook, if it comes to Google ads, if it comes to remarketing ads. Radius has everything to do with it. Nobody who lives an hour away, realistically, some people will drive an hour away to get their haircut. What the percentage of that is, it's not males, I'll tell you that. You know, if you know, most males are going to get their haircut close to where they work or close to where they live. Facts. And that is going to be fast turnover sales. You know, when you're marketing to females for their hair, it's more expensive. It takes longer time. Now, I don't want to put
more of an experience. I feel like it's more of an experience. You know, they want that experience when they're getting when they're getting a haircut. I mean, just a thought, but I feel like that's what it is, because usually it's an hour plus long for them to get their hair done.
Exactly. And I don't want to call out my hairstylist, Danielle, but the thing is that she has told me time and time again that she likes cutting male hair way better than female hair. And it's not because for any other particular reason than the fact that the time and the equity she has to put into the female hair cutting process, where if she has she can make more money cutting male hair over and over and over because it's fast. We're in and out in 15, 20, 30 minutes if you got a mane, you know. But, like, there's different angles to approach. But the means is the same exact thing. The directives and the marketing approach is the same thing. Everybody's got to get their hair cut. Everybody wants to get a deal. Everybody would like to have some type of promotion if they get their hair cut and they know they can get a discount on their next one beautiful. If they're close, excellent. People don't like, that's the thing. Like, I don't feel like driving far to get a haircut. There might be some people who are legacies. Like, I know my mother, she drives 45 minutes because she's been going to the same hairstylist for the last 30 years. And that's a fact. But that is the exemption to the rule. You know, that's the exemption to the rule. So let's talk about this for, let's do some bullet points. I am an independent owner of my own salon loft. I am an owner of a barber shop or a salon, and I have my current clients, but I want to acquire more, because that's the end of the day. I know my current clients. I know they're going to keep coming in. What am I going to do, Cameron? What am I going to do, Max? How am I going to get more clients? You go first.
Okay. I mean, we can go into the marketing, but for me, I would try to set up some sort of referral system. You know, if you can get your friends to refer another friend and maybe give them a sort of discount for referring, that would be huge, because you've already spent that money to acquire that one client if you're doing marketing at all. But word of mouth is one of the best transfers of trust in marketing. And you know, if you can get someone to refer what you do, they've already passed that trust on, so they have a good feeling when they walk into your barbershop or salon. You know,
I would agree.
If you can set up a referral program, whether, you know, if you could probably do something on your site, or you can kind of give a discount to both people, or a free item or something. But, you know, if you can get your current client base to do marketing for you, it's huge. And it saves, and then, you know, that'll save you money. You know, you maybe won't have to spend that budget on Facebook or any type of other paid marketing.
I mean, I think that's a large key to everything too, you know, and this can be reiterated on a lot of different industries. But I was referred, you know, the girl that cuts my hair, and it's a girl. I went to a barbershop one time, and you know, it was okay. It's not for everybody. Don't judge me.
Yeah.
I go to a salon, whatever. So, like, that being said, and, you know, I'll get stuff for that. You know, I'll get crap for that later. But that being said, I was referred there, and I took it on a referral. So obviously this is a very old school type of industry where referrals play a very strong part. But how can we digitally start to incentivize new customers into working with a new, you know, a new haircut? Now, guys, we're shallow when it comes to haircuts. We're looking for one thing, two things maybe. We're looking for a cheap haircut, and we're looking for a good experience. And that's it. So offering an initial promotion digitally, Facebook, Google, you could do Google ads maybe, but I wouldn't spend too much on it, because at the end of the day,
at the end of the day, the Google ads are going to be run by, you know, the big corporations who have that budget to spend and to just flush you out. So yeah, I mean, I would kind of, if you're going to spend money, I would boost a Facebook post of your work. You know, I would suggest doing something like that, and, you know, try to get as many likes and like interactions or engagements as possible, and just keep boosting that post. I wouldn't like, you know, do one next, but I would just kind of do the same one, hit it over and over and over. So
with Instagram,
you know, when it gets, or Instagram, exactly. And when it's, you know, when it's like 100 likes, when it's got 100 likes and a bunch of comments, and you're still boosting that, people are going to engage, and they're going to be like, wow, this person is really, or this shop is really the place to go.
Exactly. And you know, we're talking about this, you know, particular direction, you know, there's a lot of videos out there, and this is if you really want to truly engage and you have the time to do this and you have the resources. You know, ASMR videos are extremely hot right now. They are on fire. You know, if you have someone who wants to hold a cell phone and video you cutting hair, then do it. You know, content is king when it comes to this particular industry. You putting up photos of cutting nice haircuts, before and after shots are super critical. Videos of you, you know, giving a scalp massage, or running the head underwater, or cutting the hair, or showing the finished product with the spin of the chair. These are the little, you know, nuanced touches that are going to, you know, set you apart, moreover than other people will. You know, people can go to, you know, plenty of people who cut hair who have been doing it for years, what is going to differentiate you as a business owner moving forward? Making sure that locally you're integrated,
Yep.
you're on the right directories, everything is set up. You're making sure that you're providing discounts to current customers, that you have a CRM system or some type of batch system that is in your programming that's hopefully based within your register, so everything is synergistically talking to each other. You can talk to software system engineers to make sure that everything is copacetic there, because that's the key there. Your work, in this industry, it's always about working your existing clientele. Once they're in the door, incentivizing to come back. Once they come back in the door the second time, they're probably going to come a third and fourth and fifth. That's the fact of the matter. That's why the first interaction is just so ultra critical when it comes to this industry, that they're getting a good price. Because that's the thing. Like, let's say I spend $18 on a haircut. That's phenomenal, in my opinion. $18 is incredible. Will I care if I have to spend $25 or $30 the next haircut? Maybe. But if I know that I like that first haircut and I got a good discount on the first one, I'm lazy. I'm going to keep coming back.
Right.
Most men are not going to be fishing around relentlessly. We want to find someone that cuts our hair decent. And as long as I'm not paying I know this is going to offend some people, but as long as I'm not paying more than $20, $25, maybe $30 a haircut, I'm going to come back. And that's the fact of the matter when it comes to a haircut. Female haircuts are slightly different.
So, I mean, I've had some, I've had, $10 haircuts to $30, $40 haircuts.
Oh my goodness.
And what I've heard that when you do like the $30 haircut, there's a lot more, they do a lot more of your sideburns, they ask you to do that. They do a shave of the back of your neck, it's more, it adds on to the experience, and, it's kind of worth it every once in a while to spend that money and to get that extra like pamperness, and, it's a good. It's good. So, make sure you're pricing right, make sure you're not doing a $40 haircut for a guy and just, buzzing and trimming, add some more to it, add some more flavor.
Right. Exactly. And, that's the thing, I feel like there is no shame in, because we can talk about digital marketing for what people should do relentlessly, but, this is an industry where you're literally touching your client, that's the thing, so you're further invested in these clients. Your client is further invested in you. Most of the time you have some type of friendship relationship, or if you're the type that you go to your barber, your salon and stylist, and you don't say a single word, that might be your jam. You may not want to say a single thing. And this is just like an outlet for you to just relax for the next, 20 minutes, which is really nice, which is why when you're all done, it's important to say, please refer me to other people. This is my livelihood. This is my business. Please make sure that you're referring other people to my services, so I can keep continuing doing what I love to do.
Right.
So,
and for those independent stylists out there, it's if you build your reputation up so much, then the demand is so high and people are knocking at your door, then you can charge the higher prices for your services. That's how it is in business in general. But the more demand there is for you and your services, the more you can charge. So if you kind of build your brand correctly, then people are going to want to be with you. Therefore, people are going to want to book with you. Therefore, you can raise your prices and you can kind of charge more.
I would agree.
Living. Yeah.
And that's a good way to leverage everything. So we've reached a certain mark where we need to do the bullet points. Kind of just going down the line. This is another one too. This is why this podcast will never end, because every single episode that we do on a particular topic will be the 101. The first episode will most likely be the 101. And I'm not afraid to say that some of the top, suggestions that we will do, some people will be like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. Yeah, okay, that's cool. But the whole point is to make sure that we are mentioning that. And, we're going to do a deeper dive. We'll definitely revisit this topic. And if someone else, reaches out to us and say, hey, we need more further advice. But that's the whole point, we're consultants at heart. So at the end of the day, we're going to be suggesting the obvious and then the advanced. From an advanced perspective, and we don't have to give away too much because we're our own people. We can decide, whatever, the heck that we want to do. But from an advanced perspective, I would double and triple down on my current clientele, making sure that I am not only reaching out to them by means of phone calls, because you can say, hey, you can have set programmed phone calls to, let them know that, hey, you got a haircut 3 weeks ago. It seems like it's time. You can have programmed SMS messages. People who are getting their haircut, they're going to be fine to get a text message to be reminded. It's like your pharmacist. I want my pharmacist to remind me that my medication is ready. You know why? Because I need my medicine. I need my haircut. It's the same thing. So getting an email may not be as deliberate as a haircut would be. Yes, you can text message me. So whether you're a large corporation running a conglomerate or a franchise for a barbershop, or you're your own person, make sure that you have that text message enabled to get to your current clientele, because that's your bread and butter. When you're reaching out, you got to do some type of location advertising, like we talked about. Facebook advertising, local Facebook advertising, Instagram, local advertising. Make sure that you're staying within your network. Geofencing, which we didn't really branch off into. It's good, but it's not. We can get into that in other videos and whatnot. But I mean, Cameron, what else is there anything that we're missing from a basic perspective of what someone in this area should be doing?
Yeah, I mean, like you said build a list of phone numbers, which is really important. I would still try to build a list of emails, and try to build your referral network. Try to come up with some really boss referral plan that'll get people talking about you and referring you, because if you can do that, like I said, all the money that you're spending towards marketing is just going to go even further,
Right.
Cut that cost down. So come up with a referral plan, even just asking them like, hey, can you refer me to 3 of your friends that, get their hair done every once in a while?
And yeah, you get a free haircut if every person you refer, you get a haircut.
There you
Why
go.
not?
Or half off or something,
something, or you get a free shampoo. I remember one time I referred someone and they gave me like a free, it wasn't shampoo, it was like hair gel,
Yeah, but even like
It's
a travel one, mix it up. Yeah, and you want to mix it up too. I tell my businesses this when I talk to them. It's like what you want to do is, if someone's referring you, you could send them that, that bottle of shampoo. But if they keep referring, they're gonna just keep expecting a bottle of shampoo, and they're like, oh man, I don't need another bottle of shampoo. Why do I need to refer this? So every time, switch up the referral gifts to your best referrals, and make sure you take care of them, because if they were referring your business, then they're really worth a lot to you and your business. Yeah.
Absolutely. And like, while we're talking about referrals, why not make a business card that's a clip card? Every 10 haircuts you get a free one. Why?
Yeah.
It works for snow cone and ice cream shops. Just do it. Like, it's a fun little thing. Like, that you're gonna, they have that card in their wallet. It ain't gonna leave the wallet. They're gonna take it out each and every single time that they're gonna be visiting your shop. Make sure that you're clipping it, or you're marking it in some proprietary way, so they can't forge it for whatever particular reason. And there's apps for it too. You can get the digital punch card app as well.
And if you know any other like influencers in your area, or like city influencers that like kind of post things about your local area, local business, try to find those. You can do that by going on Instagram and searching those who hashtag your local city, and just kind of sifting through those and see who's got a lot of followers, and reach out and give them $10 to promote your service to their list.
Absolutely. And cross promotion is really key too. If you're able to run your own franchise, or you have your own shop, and of local brands or whatever, and they're selling their own shampoo and they're selling their own products, why not do cross promotions? It doesn't hurt you. Right. It really doesn't hurt you. It builds the brand for them. You can get some type of knockoff commission from it, or some type of broker fee from purchasing. You are cutting hair. That's what you're doing. So why not try to incorporate other areas of purchasing? A lot of these franchise shops, they provide, you can buy shampoo from them. You can buy hair care products from them. So why not give it a shot on your own? I think it's ultra critical. So just going down because we're pretty much winding down now. And we're going to, like I stated, we're going to say a lot of similar things every episode, especially when it comes to locally based businesses.
Yeah, for
Local
sure.
directories, Google My Businesses, putting out content, creating referral types of networks where you can incentivize your existing clientele to bring in more. Have your clients be your best marketers based off the product that you're delivering to them. Make sure that you're engaging on Facebook, that you have your own page, that your own online profile on Instagram. Make sure that if you want to go the extra mile, you're putting out videos and photos of what you're doing so people can see the proof in the pudding. Exactly. Doing digital ads sometimes is not always the best thing if if you don't have the finances for it. So how can you attack the strategy behind it? You can put out digital ads locally and make sure that they're just good, based on pricing and based on location. That is going to be ultra critical for this industry.
Right. I would create an amazing post, boost it, and then just keep slowly boosting that post with your budget.
Exactly.
Make sure you get people to engage on it, and then by the time you have like a couple hundred likes, it's just going to snowball, and people are going to say, and then that, it's almost like you're faking yourself as an influencer at that point, because you're posting your post is getting 100 likes, people are commenting on it, they're reacting to it, and it's a boosted sponsored post, but it looks like it's a true influencer post, that people are going to pay attention to. Not many people pay attention to the one with like 2 or 3 likes. You're like, who's this rinky-dink, stylist? But if you're able to boost a post for a small budget and kind of keep adding it, don't do new ones. Just keep to the same one, and you'll see a good return from it.
I agree. And on that point, leave it up. Have that increased engagement build through time. Don't remove your ad. You need to learn how to do, online ads. There's plenty of videos out there how to learn it, but we're winding down for this one for how to rank for. If you're, a hairstylist or a barbershop owner, on behalf of the video podcast, myself, Max, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back with another fun episode to come, and we'll be talking about more about, business marketing strategies. Any closing points, Cameron?
No, thank you guys for listening, and we really enjoy doing this because this is something that we do on a daily, and we just want to bring it and share it with the world, with everyone. So,
I would agree with that. So,
yeah.
Signing out for another episode. We'll see you until next time.